everybody, it's Raine from Initiative Tabletop and Harebrained Schemes, and today I want to talk to you about something really awesome. Earlier, last week, right after Gen Con wrapped up, a brand new model released for the game Golem Arcana. Now, if you don't know what Golem Arcana is, it is a game that blends digital and tabletop together in a miniature skirmish game that is fantastic. Part of the game is done on a tablet, and part of the game is done here on the tabletop with these awesome models. And basically what happens is you and your opponent move models across the table, across the board on these map tiles, and you will battle each other in a different slew of scenarios and game types, and the app does all of the number crunching for you. We'll have more on Golem Arcana soon, but specifically today I wanted to talk to you about this guy. This guy is the Ashmogh. He is the Colossus for the Urugal faction, or Arcana, however you want to say that. And this guy is a heavy hitter. He is the first Colossus available for the Urugal faction, and he makes the third Colossus overall that's been made in the game. So without further ado, let's come in a little bit so you can take a better look at him, and I'll tell you all about what he does on the battlefield. Alright, so taking a closer look at the Ashmogh, here is just a little bit of information about him. First of all, he's got 275 hit points, he's got 14 armor, and unlike the other Colossus, he has 0 dodge. This guy does not dodge any attacks, everything hits him all the time, always, unless you are just really rolling poorly. With that being said, let's get right into his attacks. Now, the Ashmogh has 4 different attacks. He's got Ravening Hunger, Harvest of Sorrow, Cast Down, and Rampage. Now, unlike the other Colossus, or Colossi, this guy has a lot of attacks that base on him hurting himself. Now, he's a big guy. He's got lots of HP, so why not make a couple of attacks a little harmful to get the most out of the model, right? For instance, Ravening Hunger allows him, for 20 HP, he can tear the life straight from another foe. He basically will, for 2 rounds, deal 10 damage to the model and heal himself for 10, so it's sort of like a dot, but it hits and damages, and then for 2 rounds they lose 10 health and he gains 10 health. So it's kind of an all-around versatile, small little attack. Where the Ashmogh's strength comes in is going to be his next attack. It's going to be the Harvest of Sorrow. This is his main attack where he's going to do all kinds of nasty stuff. For 2 AP, the Ashmogh feasts upon friend and foe alike. The Ashmogh will heal for half the damage dealt to enemies and twice the damage dealt to allies. That's right, he has a mechanic built in to where if he attacks allies on his team, he will heal for double the damage that he deals to them. That's where this little guy comes in handy. This guy is the Cryptic, and he comes in the Cabal of the Onyx Cliffs expansion for Golem Arcana. I'll tell you a little bit more about him down the road, but for now, all you need to know is that the Cryptic has a special attack where if he attacks an opponent and it hits, he automatically heals himself back to full. So, Brian Poole, one of the co-creators of Golem Arcana, loves to talk about this great combo between the Ashmogh and the Cryptic, where the Ashmogh can use Harvest of Sorrow on the Cryptic, damage it, heal himself for double the damage dealt to the Cryptic, and all the Cryptic has to do is attack another foe and be able to heal himself full. So it's an amazing little combo. Thought I would mention that. Going on, the third attack from the Ashmogh is Cast Down. It's another attack that costs HP to use. So for 20 HP, the Ashmogh tosses its prey with a Shattering Impact. The target is moved up to 3 regions, and all golems in that region lose 20 health, including the target. So, he's going to deal 10 damage with the attack when it hits. Then he throws a golem up to 3 regions, and any golems in the region where that golem lands, for instance, let's say something like this was happening, if he were to throw the Wood Guard into this region with the other 2 golems in it, not only would the Wood Guard take damage from the attack, but the other 2 golems, including the Wood Guard, would take damage from him hitting. So it's a great way to clear out enemies and then just drive your opponents away from you. Finally, he's got a 0 AP attack called Rampage. Now, unlike other models, Colossus models have to charge when they attack. The 0 AP basically means you have to have enough AP to move to wherever you're going to attack and attack. Monk storms across the battlefield with reckless abandon, barely controllable in what seems to be an insatiable lust for annihilation. It causes 40 damage on hit, and basically the Ashmogh just tromps across the battlefield, tearing apart everything in his path. He's all about destruction, and he's all about bringing the house down wherever he goes. So those are the 4 attacks from the Ashmogh: Ravening Hunger, Harvest of Sorrow, Cast Down, and Rampage. They're all useful attacks, especially when you put that Cryptic in there to give yourself a little bit of utility. Well guys, that is the lowdown on the Ashmogh. I absolutely enjoy this model, first of all because he's super crazy and like made out of a necropolis, and you can tell in his cast that, I mean, this is as Urugal all over it, and I actually decided to switch to Urugal just to play this guy. I'm super happy with him. He's driven by 3 knights, just like the other Colossus models, and the knights really help him out, at least the ones that come with him. If you put a build together with the knights that allow him to reduce his cooldowns, to improve his accuracy, things like that, or gain extra movement, he really becomes a just terrifying force on the battlefield. And if you have a few of these little cryptic models, which now Golem Arcana and Harebrained Schemes, they allow you to purchase single models. If you have enough of these guys, these little ankle biters can go and deal with, you know, your little pests, while the Ashmogh can use them for backup in case he gets hurt. My favorite thing to do with the Ashmogh is to roll right up into somebody's house, pick it up off the ground, throw it 3 regions away, deal damage to whatever they're setting up across the board, and then just rampage on through. Something I've learned is if you have a full round of full AP, and a lot of times when you're playing like a 1,000-point game, which is really where you get the Colossus models in, you have 8 AP per turn, and those are action points which you can spend to do things. A full round, as long as the Ashmogh is in the right spot, he can do Ravening Hunger for 10 HP, he can get a dot on the enemy, then he can Harvest of Sorrow, hurt the enemy, then he can Cast Down, throw the enemy away from him, and with 6 AP left, you should be able to then Rampage, because you can charge the model and then just do tons of damage all in one turn. Now, of course, you're going to have a turn to let all of your attacks cool down, but that's where the knights come in, and if you can get cooldowns on your attacks and stuff, this guy just becomes a beast. As you can see from the close-ups, I actually painted mine a little bit. I added some purple because in the box art, he's got some purple glow on him. And I thought, why not? Put some blood in there. He's an Urugal model. Why not? I absolutely love the Ashmogh, and if you play Urugal, you should definitely pick it up. Even if you just appreciate models, you should pick it up. It's a really good sculpt, and it's a really good paint for being pre-painted. And like I said, we're going to have more on Golem Arcana down the road, so look forward to that. I'm really happy to be back from Gen Con, really happy to be behind the camera again, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, guys, happy rampaging.